Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Tyler from Podcast Now. This is the Quorra Show. Today, we're going to be talking about, because I saw a lot of comments, or even just a few comments, in the last video where we fight the FUD, is what we kind of called it, which I had fun with. We're never going to talk about FUD again. For people who haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it because it was kind of a demonstration of like a different viewpoint, I guess, of what ETN's doing with the cloud miner, just the cloud miner. And I showed how in the bank locations, again, I'm in the US, so we in the mail get like coupons or vouchers, like $5 off, 5% off, 10% off, whatever. We get that kind of stuff. People in the unbanked regions, and if you're one of those unbanked people watching, which there are some of you, you don't get that stuff. So you wouldn't understand it. So that's why I showed, like, this is what happens already. And for people who get it, they might not have made that connection. We get coupons. You, in the unbanked regions, you don't really get coupons. But the cloud mining is now that's your coupon. That's your monthly coupon. So nobody talked about that before, so I wanted to talk about that. And there's other things I want to talk about that is part of that ETN FUD that just doesn't even make sense. So we ended it. We're done with it. And we don't care anymore. We're moving on from it. We're just going to talk about Electroneum and how, what's going on in crypto and how it relates. That's what we started as, and that's what we're going to keep doing. But we felt it was necessary to be like, here's what they're saying. Here's what doesn't make sense. Here's why. And now we're done. So now we're done. And now we're going to talk about, because this is one of the things, is the M1 is no longer on Amazon. What's happening to the M1? Are they no longer selling the M1? People go crazy. They are still selling the M1. It's sold out. But there is a message, and I realized, not that long, in fact, when there was comments, I realized that there was no official statement by Electroneum. First of all, there was no official Electroneum statement when the M1 first came on Amazon, which I thought was kind of weird. But there also hasn't been an official on social media, well, unless you count Telegram as social media, but there hasn't been where it's like from the Electroneum account saying like, here's what's happening with the M1 and Amazon and all that stuff. There is an official Electroneum like statement about the M1 on Telegram, only on ETN TV. There's only 646 subscribers, which is a lot, but the last video got almost 2,000 views. So not everybody, and I guarantee you out of that 2,000, not everybody's part of ETN TV. So there's a couple hundred people that missed out, or hundreds of people, or thousands of people that missed out because not everybody's on Telegram, and if they are, not everyone's on ETN TV. So if you want to join ETN TV, the link is in the description below. I highly recommend joining if you do have Telegram. If you don't want to download Telegram, that's cool too. You don't really have to. This stuff really should be said by Electroneum, at least on Facebook or something. And it wasn't, but it was here. I don't know why, but that's just what happened. But anyway, they give an answer as to what's going on with the M1, and I'm going to read it to you right now. So let's see, where is it? Now, just so you know, while I'm looking, I found it. ETN TV, I like it a lot. I use it almost every day. And it's really like, here's a new ETN video. Here's a new ETN video. Here's a new article about Electroneum. Here's an article that relates to Electroneum. It's kind of keep you updated with what's kind of not surrounding, but kind of like, well, I guess it would be surrounding Electroneum. It's really good stuff. It's a nice quick way to scroll. There's no like filler either. You just scroll through and it's like, oh, okay, this is what's going on right now. So it's really nice. But anyways, here we go. So let me find the best spot to start. Well, actually, this is an important sentence. So they were talking about how, because you know how they're in that one region in South Africa, and we saw the pictures, and they're painting some of the buildings blue and putting up signs, and they're wearing the shirts, all that. So this is an important part too. It says, while we find our feet over the coming weeks, we will remain mostly in and around Durban in Africa. As we become more established across these areas, we will move across the rest of South Africa. Now, this doesn't mean we're not focused on other regions of the world. There is more to come on this later in the year. South Africa is the first step in this great adventure. So we know, obviously we already know Southeast Asia is coming as a MVNO, and we know South America is coming, and we also know the unlimited is South Africa. So we know that not only are they covering the unlimited in South Africa, and I know it's a trial, it's just a trial, but they're also in South Africa getting people on the ground to accept it. So it only makes sense. So it's like, okay, so you can now pay your phone bill with this. So let's get it on the ground in some of these markets. And now if it happens, or when it comes to Southeast Asia, I assume what they're going to do is go to Southeast Asia and say, okay, well, now that you can pay your monthly phone bill, let's get some people on the ground accepting it. And then you make these little pockets, and then it starts to expand. That's probably what they're doing, and it's going to work. And it's very smart. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some kind of small documentary about it, and that'll be pretty eye-opening. But anyways, here's the M1 part. I would like to also take this opportunity to address the M1 smartphone. Some of you may have noticed the M1 appeared fleetingly on Amazon UK. Without publicly announcing the listing, the M1 sold out in a matter of days. We're pleased to say another batch is on its way. This time, the M1 will be sold across Amazon's pan-European network, which includes the UK, Germany, Spain, France, and Italy. Once available, they're available. What? Once they're available is what they really meant to say. We'll make an official announcement. Other countries will follow in time as fulfillment options are agreed. So that's an important last sentence. Other countries will follow in time as fulfillment options are agreed. So if there's ever, now there's two things. So if the M1 is ever not available somewhere, okay, that means that they have to get, and they're going to say this in a second too, Electronium's waiting on approval to sell that device in that location. So you never have to wonder, well, are they ever going, well, if it's not there, and they want it to be everywhere, so if it's not there, they're waiting on approval. That's it. So it's really that simple. And if it was being sold and now it's not being sold, it's because it's out of stock, and now they're waiting for the fulfillment options or whatever to be fulfilled, to be agreed on. Probably because they have to send another thing, and it changes. Maybe there's going to be new options or something, so they have to wait. That's all it is. But what about South Africa, you ask? We have a large batch of M1 phones ready for South Africa. We are awaiting approval from ICASA to import the phones into South Africa, which we hope to receive in the coming weeks. As soon as the approval comes through, the M1 will be available across a select number of vendors to start with, then roll out to a greater number of vendors thereafter. As soon as the M1 is approved and available for purchase, we will notify you via social media. So that's important information to know. So it's coming again. So it's sold out. It's going to be restocked. They're working on that right now. It'll not be just UK. It'll be UK, Germany, Spain, France, Italy. And soon it will be South Africa. Okay? And just like they say, they're awaiting approval from the ICASA to import the phones into South Africa. So for those who are wondering, well, why isn't it available in South Africa? That's why, because they're still waiting on that approval for them to even import the phones there. So there's your answer for that. So that's very important. And anytime, now we know, and if you didn't, I knew this before, but if you weren't aware, you can't just put some there, especially when it's like a phone. There has to be these approvals. So if it's not available somewhere, it's probably because they're still waiting on that approval. That's really the only. It's really the only reason. But they did say that they didn't publicly announce it before. Why that is, I have no idea. Sounds like this time they will. It's probably because they just kind of put it up there, and I don't think they really expected it to sell out, maybe. because really they were hoping I think what they're really waiting for as the official announcement is that UK, Spain, France, Germany, Italy, South Africa. I think that's kind of what they're waiting for, and then it'll be that official announcement. But anyways, now we know this is why the M1 is not on Amazon right now. It's just that it's sold out. They're waiting for it to be fulfilled again. They're adding locations. They're waiting for approval to be able to sell it in South Africa. That's why. that's the reasons. But I wanted to let you guys know because I didn't see anybody talk about this or this message. But yeah, so definitely, if you want, I mean, obviously, if anything like this ever happen again, I'll make a video about it. Like, that'll be what we do for that week, is that. Because it looks like only, let's see. Yeah, so only I think it's only 700. No, only, out of 646, only 496 saw it. So not even everybody in the Telegram chat saw it. So yeah, so this is definitely important for you guys to know. And then also there's also another message up top above that. But so it says, for those of you active on social media, you'll have seen daily coverage of the team's activities, including our very own Nigel Pooley. And again, that's with that painting and all that stuff. They created a Facebook group. And it says that you'll even see some of the great ETN merchandise we're producing out there for vendors, including the tees, which we saw, hats, stickers, and posters. And the posters are the ones that are, I think it says, join the mobile payment movement or something along those lines. I'll have the picture up. Pretty cool, though, with their new style. Be sure to head over there and support their efforts. Then it also says that this week's activities in Malweni, South Africa, marks the beginning of this great adventure. And this week's, again, this is like a 4-week-old post, just so you know. We're starting small and applying all the incredible feedback we're getting from people on the ground. We still have a great deal to work on, but these are the necessary strides companies like us have to take in order to perfect the offering and ensure viral growth takes place effectively. Yep, I agree. Yeah, so that was definitely a post that everybody needed to see. Good stuff. Nothing's bad. Nothing bad's going on with the M1. It's not that it broke and didn't work, so they delisted it. Nothing like that. They sold out fast and they're restocking it and getting new locations. That's really it. That's really all I have for you guys today. Pretty soon, in the next couple of, either next week, no, not next week, maybe in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, there's going to be a pretty cool video. Pretty big update coming to Quorra. Definitely going to be exciting. I'm super excited. I'm really pumped up. There's only a couple people who know about it. They're pretty excited too, including Richard Else. So it's going to be really sweet. I'm so excited for it. Not for me at all. It's exciting for the people who will be able to use it. And when you see it and you see what I'm talking about, it'll kind of be really wow. It's gonna be very impactful. I already spoke to some people in these unbanked regions, and I told them about it a little bit, and they're like, that's gonna be a big deal. People are gonna be able to make way more money than they've ever been able to make before, especially in those areas. It is going to be, it's exciting. It's so exciting because it really does. It empowers people to be able to do what they already do and have such better lives, improves their lives. I can't wait. I really can't. It's so cool. All right, but anyway, so I'll see you guys next week.